friends, come on. We have been discussing the topic of income from house property, where we completed the story of section 22 and section 23, where we spoke about the computation mechanism. 22 talks about the chargeability section for house property, and 23 talks about what, my dear friends? Computation mechanism. What is section 22? Chargeability section. 23, computation mechanism. In that computation mechanism, we very clearly discussed how do we calculate GAV. From the GAV, we reduce what? Municipal taxes, which is paid by owner. And from that, balance what we get is NAV, which stands for net annual value. From net annual value, we discussed that we have got two deductions, that is 24A and 24B. What is section 24A? Come on, my dear friends, I already told you this. 24A stands for standard deduction at the rate of 30% of NAV. और एक बात ध्यान से रख लो बेटा, दैट इज आपका एक्चुअल खर्चा बिल्कुल इररिलेवेंट है, सीधा का सीधा आपको 30% स्टैंडर्ड डिडक्शन मिलेगा. व्हाट इज योर एक्चुअल एक्सपेंडिचर इज कंप्लीटली इररिलेवेंट फॉर इनकम टैक्स. You might tell, sir, our expenditure is 40%. I am not concerned. Our expenditure is only 20%. I am not concerned. I'll give you only standard deduction of 30% under section 24A. Now, let's go forward and talk about next beautiful aspect, that is section 24B, which deals with the concept of interest on borrowed capital. Something very important, where in exam lot of times they play on this concept. They try to test your knowledge on 24B, because this is not just from an examination standpoint, but also from a very very practical standpoint. You have to understand 24B, because logic simple है. दुनिया में इतने ज्यादा लोग हैं जो आके घर खरीदना चाहते हैं, and that house what they want to buy, they generally ended up taking loan to buy that house. Let me honestly tell you, Shivateja also few months back purchased one house. Even though I had funds with me, I have still taken a housing loan and I purchased the house, because some benefit will come. Now what is that benefit? Let's understand. Now let's look at section 24B, which talks about interest on borrowed capital. Now in this interest on borrowed capital, my dear friends, I'll divide this 24B into two categories. That is self-occupied house and let out house. What is let out house? Let out house is nothing but a house which is given on rent. And law clearly told, my dear friends, let out house calculation we already learnt. Municipal value, fair value, whichever is higher subject to standard rent, we get something called expected rent. And then calculate rent received. Compare those two, whichever is higher will become your GAV. Correct? From GAV what will you do? Reduce municipal tax paid by owner. Then what we get? NAV. Then 24A, then 24B. That is what we are talking. Correct? Exactly. Now see, in let out property, since you have given the property on rent, and since some rental income is coming, law is telling, my dear friend, whatever housing loan you have taken, whatever interest you are paying, please take deduction without any limit. Without any limit. That means even if the interest is 3 lakh, 4 lakh, 5 lakhs, whatever is the interest, please take deduction. And let me very clearly tell you, sir, whatever monthly basis we pay EMI, don't tell that EMI full amount I'll take deduction. That EMI equated monthly installment consists of component of interest also, principal also, where bank will bifurcate and very clearly give you that interest part only you have to take under 24B. But principal part you can still take deduction, but not under house property, but under section 80C, which is covered in chapter 6A deduction. When we go there, we'll talk in detail. But abhi ke liye sirf interest pe dhyan do. Interest on what, my dear friends? Housing loan. Don't tell me, sir, I've taken personal loan, sir, I've taken some credit card, I saw some offer, some message has come, some mail has come, some Instagram ad has come, I invested money in that and I got something. All that time pass you don't do. Please understand that very clearly. And this concept is only for a housing loan, not for any of your personal loan and all. This is only for housing loan, because we're talking about which topic? Income from house property. सिर्फ घर की बात है यार, और कुछ भी नहीं, सिर्फ घर, only for housing. That's it. Come on, my dear friends, come on. So let out property, what is the story? No limit. How much ever is your interest, happily take deduction. But other side, when I talk about self-occupied property, that means what? We are only staying in that house. Now please tell me, when you are only staying in that house, is any rent coming? No. When no rent is coming, will you pay any tax? Of course the answer is no. When no rent is coming, you will not pay any tax. But law is telling, Shivateja, still will give you some benefit. That benefit will be whatever interest you paid to take that self-occupied house, that interest I'll give you deduction. When I give you deduction, what will happen? That figure will definitely be negative. You might tell, sir, negative is loss. No, sir. My dear friends, let me tell you, negative is loss, but that loss you can set off. So when that figure is coming negative, that means government is giving you a benefit. Please understand that. So this is not a loss for you, this is a benefit for you. And whenever there is a benefit, any benefit given by the government will always be subject to some condition and subject to certain limits. It's coming free of cost. You cannot demand whatever is coming, please take it. Correct, my dear friends? I hope we are getting clarity on this point, everybody. Come on. Now what they told in the law very clearly is that if it is a self-occupied property, what property? Self-occupied property, the maximum deduction I'll give you is only 2 lakhs. Maximum deduction, how much, my dear friends? 2 lakhs. If some conditions are satisfied. Condition number 1, loan is taken on or after 1499. Of course यारो अभी हम लोग 2022 में है, तो obviously loan is taken after 1499 only. That is basic condition. Second, loan is taken for the purpose of construction or for the purpose of acquisition. If you tell, I have taken loan to repair my house, to paint my house, this 2 lakh limit will not apply. Then student is asking, sir 2 lakh नहीं आएगा तो फिर क्या आएगा sir? Limit is only 30,000. So if you want 2 lakhs, that loan should have been taken for acquisition or construction. If it is for repairs, then the limit is only 30,000. Student is telling, sir अगर let out property है तो? अरे बेटा सुनो ध्यान से, if it is let out property, there is no question of limit. Whatever it is, take full deduction, because government is extremely happy that you are paying tax, and they are telling whatever is your interest, please take deduction, no problem, enjoy. But for self-occupied house, we will give 2 lakhs provided 3 conditions are satisfied. Condition number 1, loan is taken on or after 1499. Number 2, it is taken for the purpose of acquisition or construction. Number 3, such construction or acquisition, such what, my dear friends? Construction or acquisition is completed within 5 years. How many years, friends? 5 years. बहुत टाइम दे यार, कम नहीं यार, 5 साल बहुत बड़ा होता है. Within 5 years from end of financial year in which loan is taken. So if all these 3 conditions are satisfied, then the limit will be 2 lakhs. If any condition not satisfied or all the conditions not satisfied, whatever it is, then the limit is only 30,000. Please understand that. And this concept of limits what we are talking is only in case of self-occupied property. If it is let out property, there is no question of limit. Whatever is your interest, happily take full deduction without any limits. Come on, let's move forward to next interesting discussion, my dear friends. Let's proceed.